Stay tuned. Well, like I said earlier, hundreds of influential women leaders, among them the Vice President and Minister of Women Affairs, Aja Dr. Aissatou Seydi, several First Ladies and parliamentarians, earlier in June descended on the Nigerian capital Abuja for the second high-level meeting of the Global Power Women Network Africa. The convergence, which was first held in Harare, Zimbabwe, was officially opened by President Goodluck Jonathan of Nigeria. The meeting afforded the delegates a platform to review and adopt the outcomes of the previous meeting, as well devise strategies critical to the post-2015 development issues. We now bring you excerpts of the meeting.
June 27 to 28, 2013 was a very eventful year for players in the domain of women's empowerment as they gather in the Nigerian capital Abuja under the aegis of the Global Power Women's Network Africa. The network of influential African women met to review and identify struggles to accelerate and consider key post-2015 issues. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was among those at the fore of those efforts.
590 million children in developing countries attended primary schools. Yet, there is much unfinished business from the MDGs. Women and girls in particular need protection of their property rights, their access to land, and to have a voice to participate in economic and political life. They want a global focus on ending violence against women and discrimination at work, at school, and in the law. The agenda for addressing the topics before us is comprehensive and rich, and I look forward to our deliberations on how we can advance the objectives that have been established. We will no doubt hear some disturbing statistics, but they should galvanize and motivate us toward the achievement of our goals. The issues before this gathering are much reflected in the report of the high-level panel. Two of those goals particularly have interested topics that will be discussed. Goal 2, empower girls and women and achieve gender equality, would prevent all forms of violence against girls and women, child marriage, ensure the equal rights of women to own and inherit property, sign a contract, register a business, and open a bank account. Eliminate the discrimination against women in political, economic, and public life. Goal 4, ensure healthy lives will prevent infant and unidentified deaths. Increase the proportion of children and adolescents at risk, adults and older people that need to be fully vaccinated. Continue to decrease the mortality rate, ensure universal sexual and reproductive health and rights, and reduce the burden of disease from HIV, AIDS, tuberculosis, malaria, neglected tropical diseases, and priority non-communicable diseases. The national targets set under these two goals are clearly in sync with the objectives of the Global Power Women Network Africa.
The Global Power Women Network Africa, according to its tough-talking outgoing President and Deputy Prime Minister of Zimbabwe, is bent on advancing innovative game-changing approaches. This positively impacts on the lives of women and children.
Work effectively. Look at any other institution that is being run by a woman. They have done very well. Women are not corrupt. Women are people who are straightforward. Women always want to do their work the right way. And it stands for advisors. Women are advisors. That's right. We advise, our colleagues. We advise our husbands. We advise our leadership. But the problem that we have is that the advice that we give in the majority of cases comes in through this ear and it goes out through the other ear. This is why we have out there. That's A. N stands for nation builders. Women are nation builders. Women carry babies for 9 months. They give birth to them. They nurture them to be who they are. You are who you are today because of your mother. We are blessed. Their excellencies here, presidents, they are here because of their mothers.
HIV/AIDS was a development issue that gained prominence during this meeting. Dr. Michael Sidibe, the man who heads UN/AIDS, believed the post-2015 development agenda cannot be achieved without placing women at the center of their approach.
The state, he introduced what we are all fighting for today, universal access to treatment. He gave free medicine to people who are living with HIV in his state, and it's also subsidized those people who were not able to take the medicine because they were not having access to food by giving them a minimum of revenue monthly to be able to cope with that. So your presence today is just the continuation of what we have been starting when we were already governor of state. This meeting is timely. It's timely because you have the President Sirleaf talking about post-2015. We will not really make the post-2015 what we want without placing the women at the center of our approach. And this meeting is about reflecting on our progress, taking stock of what has been done, what we have not been able to achieve, and trying to make sure that we will accelerate our effort and not abandon the unfinished business.
For the Nigerian finance minister and one-time managing director of World Bank, this platform was not just a meeting, but a social movement.
The 34 million people living with HIV across the world at the end of 2011, 69% live in Africa. Around 1 in 20 adults on the continent